Hey there, action fan, it's Avatar review time. Today I'm looking at Legend of Korra, Season 4, Episode 4, The Calling. The episode begins with Tenzin's kids heading out to find Korra. They stop at various places around the Earth Empire, but they don't make any real progress, until Ikki gets captured by a couple of military types hanging out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't like this scenario. It brings back bad memories of yesterday and the day before that. I don't want to talk about it.
While she's there, the Imperial soldiers are nice enough to point out the big empty swamp where Korra might be hiding, right before they get knocked out by Jinora and Milo.
Hence why these two are not part of Kuvira's elite forces.
So the kids make their way to the swamp, but Jinora's spirit radar isn't picking up any Korra activity. Before they can leave, though, they're grabbed by crazy swamp vines and crash. Meanwhile, at the B-plot, Korra has been doing all for days, with the highlight being creepy swamp visions of all those times she nearly died, and a field trip to the Great Deku Tree, where Korra finally unblocks her spirit mojo and Jinora can find her. So with the gang all together, Korra is finally able to bend out the leftover mercury in her system. With a little help from Toph, of course. The Avatar is back and off to save the Earth Kingdom.
It's about time.
I liked this episode. It's the first really Ikki-centric episode, and I'd say she's my favorite of Tenzin's kids now. Her hyperactive, sugar-fueled antics have been dialed back enough that she comes off as fun and enthusiastic, rather than irritating, a lot like Ty Lee from Last Airbender. She's great at reacting to situations, very emotive and expressive, and nice, unlike Milo, who's on the fast track to becoming that guy. You know that guy, who's not nearly charming enough to justify how much of a dillhole he is. But I'll cut Milo a little slack, because he is funny, and he fart bends. Nuff said. Jinora has basically become the responsible, serious big sister.
Oh, she may have gotten all her tattoos, but she's still Daddy's little girl.
The three of them have a good dynamic going for the most part. Now let's talk about all the character development Korra got. The best scene in the episode is the one where Toph and Korra were talking about the bad guys Korra's gone up against in the last 3 seasons. Toph pointed out that all 3 of them may have wanted something good, i.e., fair treatment for all, freedom from oppression, or greater spiritual awareness. But all 3 of them let their missions degenerate into something vicious and ugly. This definitely has ramifications for Kuvira. The big question of balance may be whether Korra can save Kuvira, not whether she can stop Kuvira. Comedy-wise, The Calling has some good moments provided by Tenzin's kids, like Ikki the escape artist, Jinora being all dry and witty and stuff, and Milo just being Milo. He has a scene involving berries that will make you laugh and haunt your nightmares. We also have Toph doing the whole "it's funny because I'm pointing out the brutally obvious" with no sense of tact.
Long live the Melon Lord.
She also needs to work on her storytelling.
Maybe you need to work on your listening, Private.
Oh, and also, the 2 Earth Empire soldiers were a lot of fun. Like how they go from being interested in capturing the Airbender kids to helping Ikki find Korra. They have a neat dynamic with the serious one and the fun one.
Right out of Comedy Duo 101.
The biggest problem in the episode was the pacing. We spend a lot of time just following the kids around doing stuff that feels kinda pointless. And Korra's scenes could also have been streamlined. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Legend of Korra, The Calling. On the good side, Ikki is a lot of fun with a great personality and some awesome interactions with her bro and sis, both of whom get moments of fun and character development. The military guys are good for a laugh, and Korra is back.
Like a boss!
On the bad side, the pacing of the episode feels slow, with a few too many go-nowhere plot lines. And I'm not gonna lie, Milo was getting on my nerves after a while. But that's not enough to stop The Calling from getting a 4 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook or DeviantArt pages for video updates and more. Thanks for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.